Midnight Music Mix.
The way I see music is life is made up of a reality. Each of us have our own reality. However we see it, that is the reality. Someone might be watching and see it differently. That their reality may be different from ours. But the spaces around that reality, the space that isn't the necessarily the action or the things that are happening, just the space in life that's around whatever happens, to me, that's where music is, and that's where music comes in. Sort of fills in the emotional, fills in the feelings, or brings them forward, or makes them part of everyday life. And then there are different ways of expressing that, whether it's blues or R&B or rock and roll or polka, whatever it may be. But what they're doing for me is filling in those areas that are not physically concrete, that are a little much more ethereal. And to me, that's what music is. Well, for me, life it would be impacting my music listening experiences, um, and on two levels. One is just a matter of in the days before COVID, life would allow me to go out and see live music, and of course, that is my absolute number one way I like to respond and experience music in the same space as the musicians making it. But life also impacts it by um, whatever I'm feeling, whatever I've experienced when I come across that music. If I am upset or angry, I might respond to a piece very differently if I heard that piece when I was in a good mood, or just sort of hanging out and enjoying the now. So, depending on how I'm feeling, very often depends on how I respond to the music that is presented to me or what I listen to. So, those are the ways that I see life impacting listening to music. So listening to music nowadays is very, very different based because of the COVID pandemic. Live music is out of the question, which is my very favorite way to listen to music. So, I mean, you can get a sense of some live listening to a Zoom session on the internet and on the computer, but honestly, I find most of those, if not all of them, really lacking in the depth of the sound that you can hear through the computer. It just it's like, to me it's like almost listening to music again on little transistor radios when I first started listening to music decades ago. It's like I always thought the sound quality was going to get better and better and better, and there was a time when we did, but all of a sudden over the last 20 or 30 years, all of a sudden the how the quality of the sound isn't nearly as important as um, the rhythm and the beats, and so the headphones and the listening devices just aren't as good as what they used to be, and I miss that. So with COVID, I listened to a lot of CDs. I listened to albums. I even listened to 45s. Um, And so most of my listening is with my own sound system, because it just gets a much better quality. And it's, you know, and that's important to me to a certain degree. Also important is my ears are not as great as they used to be. Um, 60 years of standing in front of Marshall amps and live performances, and doing radio for over 40 of those years, wearing headphones 7, 8, 9 hours a day. have taken a little bit of their toll on my hearing ability. I wouldn't trade it. The music I got to hear over my lifetime, I wouldn't trade. I mean, I'm not saying, I'm not complaining, but it's just a reality. So most of my, as I said, listening is done in my own, with my own sound system, and usually CDs or albums are the one and two ways I hear them, play the music from. Radio, there's also some radio. I'm sorry, I do listen to music on radio also, and I should mention that too. So I'm pretty still avid radio station. We got some good radio channels in DC area.
Midnight Music Mix.